our early married years, I came up with an idea. And my wife, interested to preserve the illusion of some leadership in the family on my part, went along with it. The idea was to establish a tradition, because we liked the theater, to go out to the Peterborough Players once a year and to pick a play and, get seats and go down. So we did this for several years. And one year I thought we'd do something different, and they have a play at the end of the season, or they always did at the Peterborough Players, that was a new play that a local author had written and that a local director directed the first time on the stage. And I thought, well, we'll pick that play, not knowing anything about it. And this was May, and the play was at the end of the season, and it's summer, probably August. And so I picked the prime weekend, the prime night, called in May, organized the seats for, at the time, the best row, which was row G, the first elevated row, right in the center, mind you. And we had this date. And so the day came, and at those days, and I don't know today, probably people do it still, but we got dressed up, we got dressed up in a nice coat and tie, and my wife a lovely summer, type dress, and lovely late summer evening, and out we went to the play. And this is back in the old Stearns Farm days, not the air-conditioned, gussied up place you see today with the addition and everything. This is the old barn where you had to get the doors closed quickly or the flies, would come in with the lights and all of that kind of thing. So anyway, we got there and said our, pleasantries to the attendant throng, and went into the middle of the theater, right dead in the center, best seats in the house, sat there, and in front of the curtain, on time, mind you, and ready for the play. And they had one of the people from the second company or whatever, they come out, and they put out the candles, with the candle snuffer. And they get to the wall, and they go boom, 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 the theater hushes. And what you want to do, if you know what you're doing, is you want to applaud the set, right? When the curtain opens, and to get them going. And the curtain opened, and there was no set. And it was like somebody hadn't even swept up, it was just, it was like it would be here if we opened this curtain. Right? And anyway, the thing is that, And we're kind of like musical kind of people, something peppy and light is what we really, and this was obviously going to be something a little bit more cerebral. And the fellow, he's, got sort of a scruffy outfit on and a 3-day beard, a little beyond the Miami Vice look. And he had a chair, and he walked out, and he put the chair backwards and sat on the chair and put his face and his chin over the chair, and with burning eyes looked into the audience and said, "How awful life is." And he went into a thing about how we all, really should never have been born. This was what it was like. And this was, it wasn't Hamlet. Unless Hamlet really concluded not to be was the right way to go. So anyway, and it was a soliloquy, I guess, but a monologue, there we have it. And a little bit like this talk I'm giving you, it just wouldn't end. There was scenes. And so anyway, my wife, who's very, natural, taps me with her leg. She says, "I want to go." I said, "Honey, we can't leave. We're right in the middle. We knew people 5 rows in each direction. It's like, I'm a young person in business in the community trying to maintain, and you don't do that. That's the ultimate insult, right? So I said, "Honey, wait till the intermission. We gotta go." So anyway, she says, She sits down. And then you can imagine, right? There's the second. And she says, "I don't feel well. And I'd like to go." And I said, "Honey, we can't go. That's just not done." you can't know, and I know the guy. Now, of course, the people around us are starting to get a little anxious too. I mean, the speech is kind of, they put a green light down on him, and there he is, just pouring into us about how awful everything, and it really was going. And so anyway, so I got her to, but it wasn't much longer, and she says, I'm going. Up she goes across me, and it was, I don't know if you know the old theater, but it was the entrance was on the other side, and we're going along, I'm going behind her, and saying, oh, honey, okay, and I'm going along like this thing, and saying, oh, excuse me, all kind of stuff you do. And the people, the heads started to turn toward us, and they were beginning to wonder if this wasn't the play. This is what it is, right? So we got to the landing up there where the door, I'm trying to get the door, and she goes, oh, like this, and lands in my arms. She had fainted dead away. And just do a quick aside, because I know you want me to hurry up. But the thing is that the question was asked later, well, was she pregnant, And because this was, and we used to pass each other in the hallway and look wistfully when we were pregnant, So the thing is that it could have been, but we recalculated and looked over our calendars. It was actually, she just has such low blood pressure. She goes to the doctor and he says, is she alive? So it's a real Southern Belle deal. And there she is. And I'm there. And at this point, the entire theater is looking that way. Nobody is looking. The guy is continuing. And so, this would be funny if it wasn't true. And so anyway, we get the door open, and she almost falls. There were those steps there. And these two gentlemen come up to help, thank God, from outside, But they almost dropped her. God, we got that thing. We got her in the arms and took her out. Remember the old ticket booth, some of you? It had the bench. Anyway, we got her down on the bench, the three of us. There are these two guys and me. And she's out dead to the world. And they're fanning her and everything else. And she starts coming to, and her eyes are fluttering. She says, oh, it was so awful. And the two guys were the playwright and the director. So anyway, this, how it is, this comes to light. And we get up and she starts to feel it. And she said, oh, it wasn't that bad. But we felt we were worn out, so we would go home. And we went down the gravel path, wonderful full moon, and we're hand in hand, we're going. And so anyway, I got us there, and she got us out of there. And together we had a lovely night at the theater.